Hello YouTube, welcome for another episode. Today is a special episode going over Westwind. It's a pretty cool relic, I guess you could say. I only think it's that way when you have, maybe 2 or more guardians using it. Otherwise, it's not going to do an insane amount of damage. Now, the guardians I like to run it on are, you got MOZZY, which I'm playing right now. Thrain's good with it. Goblin King is good with it. Ori's good with it. You really just want to stick with some guardians that have relatively low cooldowns on abilities they have, so that you can keep stacking that Westwind. The faster you can stack it back, the better. One of the great reasons why Ori is good with it is, Ori really benefits from ability power, but the damage alone from Westwind and how quick he can get up to 5 stacks on the Westwind relic really make it worthwhile. Now, I like it on MOZZY because when you stack it up and then you're about to use your ultimate, it can do an amazing amount of damage. And it can also heal him. So it's also like a secondary heal on top of his A ability, which he does get a heal for. So I really like running it with him the most, him or Goblin King, because Goblin King has some really short cooldowns on 2 of his abilities. But overall, I think MOZZY, he's just an all-around good guardian, so I like to just put it with him. Now, if you're not familiar with Westwind Relic, what it does is after using 5 abilities, your next ability deals 16 damage per level to all enemies within 6 meters and heals you for the same amount. So if you can get into a big group in a team fight and get that off, you'll be healing yourself for really a great amount of health and also doing a lot more damage overall, which will be very useful. Now, I kind of stacked it here in front. My loadout, usually I put it in the back. I like my heal relic at level 6. Not really going to benefit too much from the Westwind relic stat-wise at all, really. It's really just for that 1 buff. So as you can see here, make it up, go up to the top. I was able to get 2 kills with my teammates. And now I'm going back down. I can see Gadov's pushing middle tower. And I'm not going to let him do that very easily. And he does slip away. Now, MOZZY is pretty strong early game. He's got his heal ability, which also boosts his attack speed, so he does a lot more damage. He's really just a great guardian early game, and even late game as well, really. He's got good team fight abilities with his ultimate, and he's got his pull, which is awesome. So I think he's a really good guardian to choose, especially with this loadout. And I go with Health Relic second because I look for a nice 6-slot relic, and being kind of a tank, I think Health Relic really serves him well. Makes him a little harder to kill. If he's going to initiate in team fights later on, I like to give him a bit more health. Full EP MOZZY won't really make too much sense. AP for him only benefits his ultimate ability, and for that reason, instead of the 2 blue gems that you'll see at the end of my Westwind relic are going to be penetration gems. That's just to do a little more damage overall to enemies like defenders and enchanters, or anybody else who would be stacking up more ability resistance. You can see here I'm kind of juggling between lanes, just trying to find out some weaknesses in the enemy. Kind of just help my teammates by jumping around. And MOZZY is really good at doing that. Kind of doubling up on XP here because I am coming back and getting most of my creep experience in my original lane, solo. You can see here they're pushing top, so right now that just tells me I should start heading for top. I start taking the shrine, they still aren't backing off, so I know they're playing pretty aggressive right now. So you can see here, me and Lego We're rushing in on that tower, and hopefully we'll get a kill right here. Got 4 Guardians around here now. We gotta be careful with that Malthasauron though. He is pretty brutal, and we can get rooted in with Eowyn. Luckily though, that Malthasauron is not level 5, so he can't use his ultimate on us, which really makes him pretty weak early game. When I play Malthasauron, I try to be a little more conservative till I get that ultimate ability. He has long cooldowns on his abilities, so you really want to be careful and use your abilities wisely. See here, pushing up. And we're starting to run in a group here. That's not really intentional. Oh wow, I didn't even notice Rennie Bracelet was on my team. It's the best player in the world, guys. See here, I just joined the game, just me and Fizz. Ooh, Fizz got caught out of position. But so did they get caught out of position under our tower. Now their Malthasauron's playing a little aggressive, gotta be careful here. And as soon as I get to level 8, that's when I'm going to really try to be careful when I use my abilities. I'm going to spam my abilities every now and then when I don't think I'm, going to run into an enemy within like the next, 5 to 10 seconds. Because I really want to stack up that Westwind Relic because, like I read you the description a little bit earlier, as you use an ability, there's a little tick marker, and then it gets up to 5, and then on your 6th ability, so it's after using 5 abilities, that's when it goes off, and it goes off immediately within a circle radius, probably maybe about the size of the circle around me right there. So you got to be also close to the enemy. You can't be far away, so you got to be careful about that. I wouldn't try to use your pull with it because if they're out of range, you're probably just going to waste it if they slip out really quick. What I like to do is I use my pull, but I keep in mind how many ticks I have on my Westwind, so that I'm not going to use it. What I like to do is I like to have it around 4 ticks, so then my pull is the 5th tick, and then I should, if it's me playing, the way I do, I use my ultimate as the 6th, and that's when it goes off, when everyone's right around me. So that's how I like to use it. I think it's really good because you fear everybody, get that extra damage, you get the heal off because the Westwind heals you for the amount of damage it does to the enemies. See here, ooh, my ultimate missed somehow. Now you can see, if you look at my relic right now, well, you could see, there was 5 ticks right there, so as soon as I used an ability and Bilbo was in range, it went off right away when I used an ability. So you can see right now, if you take a look bottom left corner, right above the 4 slot relic I have, which is Westwind, there's 1 tick, 2 ticks, now I got up to 3. Now I always like to spam my abilities till I get up to about 3, because I know when I get into a fight with an enemy team, I know I'm going to use about 3 abilities through the course of that transaction. As a Mozzgog, you always pretty much, when you get into a fight, you use your pull. You use your A to do more damage faster, and it gives you a heal. And then you use your ultimate because it does a ton of damage, and it's great in group fights. So my magic number is 3. That's what I always try to keep in mind when I run Westwind. Yeah, like I said, it gives you a little bit of room for error. Also, if I were to go up to maybe 4 or 5, you got to be careful because now you got to think about which abilities you can and can't use, because some of your abilities will be out of range, and for Westwind they have to be pretty close to you. I try to kind of get within melee range, so be careful about that. So if I'm on 4 ticks right here, what I want to do is I want to use my pull and then my ultimate. That's what I try to go for. Not sure if that's what I'm necessarily going to do in the video yet. Haven't watched the video. I'm just kind of re-watching this after a couple days. after the match. So here we go, 4 ticks. Let's see if I can catch up. And I don't. So I'll go back down to the tower. Be careful not to use my abilities. You know, usually if I was just MOZZY right now and I wasn't using Westwind, I would be hitting my A to give myself a little heal. But I want to really be careful that I don't make Westwind go off when I don't have to, because not using it really just is a waste of a 4-slot relic, because being MOZZY, the most useful thing I get right here is 10 ability cooldown reduction from the gems I have in the belt. See here, kind of grouping up a little bit now. Don't see too many enemies in the center of the map. They're kind of all by their towers.
Tower upgrade.
So I'm going to have to do a little bit of a juggling act between towers. Gotta be careful down here. Now you can see I got my lightning ready. That's really necessary if you really want to be a jerk with the Westwind of Relic. So you can see right there, I used my lightning and my ultimate, and my Westwind just went off, and it did a huge amount of damage. That's probably the best thing you can do in that order, is hit your lightning off, get your ultimate off, and get your Westwind Relic off, all on the enemy at once. You're going to just destroy all of their health. But remember, you do have a cooldown, obviously, on the command, so you can't abuse it too hard. You gotta wait about 3 minutes, so it won't be up every time. But when you do have it, make sure you're very careful, because you just saw how much damage that did. Ooh, when I do get caught, I don't know how I'm living right now, but I am. And we're getting away.
An enemy has fallen.
It's like we had the level advantage there. That's probably why, the only reason why I lived right there. Got a few levels ahead of them now. Did that early juggling. Helped me get a bunch of kills and experience to get my Westwind as fast as I could. And also kept the enemy team from leveling up.
Allied tower destroyed.
So, here we go. Trying to annoy them right now. Going for this shrine, because I know everybody likes to stop you from hitting shrines. They're going to get away from the tower whenever you start attacking the shrines. Ooh, and you can see right there, ultimate and the Westwind going off did another huge amount of damage. So with MOZZY, when you have the lightning, in addition with your ultimate and the Westwind, it's like a nuclear bomb going off. You got to be really careful. And that's why, in my opinion, MOZZY is really the best. Thrain's also good, because his ultimate does true damage, and it does a good amount of damage. So Thrain's a good choice. I just like MOZZY. Personal preference. So right here you can see, just use one more ability, and then it goes off. So just always try to pay attention to the ticks that you got going on. I recommend being a jerk, finding a friend, and having the two of you at least go into a match and both use Westwind. I don't expect you the first time to be able to do that much with it, because you really got to pay attention to the bar ticking and when to use what abilities. But once you get it down, you'll find it's really fun when you get into team fights, how fast you can kill enemy teammates. So here we go. I'm at 3 ticks, so I got to keep in mind abilities I'm using. So I got my heal, and then right there, I actually pulled Bilbo, and the Westwind killed him from just a pull, so it was pretty funny. So it looks like it's about the end of the game now. Pretty much shut them enemy team out. I love me MOZZY. If I was playing him in a more serious game, I like to go a lot of health and resistance, because he's just a really good tank. Don't ever really do damage belts with Mozzgog. I used to, back before they really changed the relics up. I used to do more of attack. He's awesome with tanking. He's just a really strong guardian all around. Just give him health, and his abilities alone will do a ton amount of damage. So that concludes my Westwind Relic video. Thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think about Westwind.